Okay, we're going to revise adding and subtracting negative and positive integers. Now, the first thing to get really clear about is what the number line looks like. And when we put the integers, those are counting numbers. These are the whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3. The farther you go to the right, the bigger the numbers get. And as you go to the left, the smaller the numbers get, but we label them exactly the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just it's minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, on into infinity. But the big thing about the number line is that the further you go to the right, the more positive it is, the greater the number is. And the further you go to the left, the more negative it is, the smaller the number is. Now, there's the two important things that you've got to know about adding and subtracting integers is that when you add, you start somewhere in the number line and you always move to the right. And when you subtract, you start somewhere, you have to start somewhere, and you always move to the left. So subtracting, you go to the left, adding, you go to the right. Now, here's the big thing. When you subtract a negative, it's exactly the same as adding. Taking away from the negative is the same as adding. Taking away the bad is the same as making something good. But adding a negative is the same as subtracting. Adding a negative is the same as subtracting. You move to the left. Now, this is how you need to be able to think and understand it, not just memorize it. You can do it on a calculator. 4 plus negative 7. Well, there's the first number. You go to 4. Go to where 4 is. Now, adding a negative, which is the same as subtracting, means I've got to go 7 to the left. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the left. There's my answer, minus 3. Now you notice you can get the size of the number, not whether it's negative or positive, just by going 7 minus 4. That always works. Let's try this question. What if I was at negative 4 and then I said plus 7? Well, here I am at negative 4, but if I'm going to add 7, it means I go 7 to the right. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That puts me at positive 3. It's actually the same as 7 minus 4, so it should equal 3 if I change the order of the operation, sorry. And let's try another one. What about negative 3 minus negative 5? Well, go to where negative 3 is. Subtracting a negative is the same as adding, so I'm going to move to the right, 5. So negative 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that should equal positive 2. Notice it might be easier just to think of this minus subtracting a negative as adding and put a plus there. Two signs being different, you just subtract the numbers. 5 minus 3, well, it's 2. What about this one? Negative 1 plus negative 3. Well, there's negative 1. You have to look at the number line where it is. And now if I add negative 3, adding a negative, you go to the left. Negative 1 means I've got to go 1, 2, 3 to the left. That's why my answer's negative 4. Oh, negative. It's negative 4. It's not negative 5. Who would say it's negative 5? Because it is negative 4. And I'm going to put a minus 4 in there right now. Minus 4. It equals negative 4. There we go. Okay, now you might also notice there's another way of looking at this. You've got negative 1 and you're adding 3 more negatives. That's 4 negative numbers. So it makes sense that it's negative 4 that way. But it's good to understand this minus 1. Adding a negative, you're going to go to the left. So it's going to become more negative. So the key thing, subtracting a negative is the same as adding, and you always move to the right. You get bigger on the number line. Adding a negative is the same as subtracting, and you always go to the left. Well, that's adding and subtracting with integers. There we go.